Today we're going to be talking about how to run Instagram and Facebook ads in 2025. A lot of change here, and there is few things that have been added, removed. Facebook literally change things every month. So now, if you click on create campaign, as usual, we have awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, app promotion, and sales. So because of we are focusing on website first, we're going to focus on leads because we need to collect leads, right? And for especially for service-based businesses that wants to do lead generation, this is specifically for you. And sometimes some persons also want sales, right? So this also works for sales as well, though there is a separate sales campaign here. But if you want leads, this is the guy for you. So the first thing is that you select the campaign, and when you select the campaign, you click on continue. So here are the few things that have changed. So Facebook is going to tell you tailor your campaign. We are going to create a campaign with fewer steps. Manual campaign, meaning you're going to do it yourself, right? I always choose do it yourself. So once you click on that, it's going to open this. So now there's something that have changed. If you notice, before there was something where you can turn off budgets for campaign, meaning before you can set your budgets at the ad set level. So in creating ads, we have three steps. We have the campaign, like it's like you are running, you want to start a marketing strategy. You need to have a campaign, your ad sets, and your ad. Your ad sets is more like the location, where are you targeting, and you have your ads, which is the poster, the image, where this thing will take people to. So they categorize this into three places. So before you could set the amounts for several. So one campaign, take for example, now you are running a clothing campaign and you can set money for different kinds of campaign, right? But now all the amounts is being set at the campaign level and not the asset level. So that's one of the few changes that have been made so far. Let's just put 4,000 there per day, but this could be higher. So, and you can do lifetime budget, meaning for a particular lifetime, you want to spend that particular lifetime of that campaign, you want to spend a particular amount, right? But we always go for daily budget is always very important to use. That's what me I use, right? So you can turn on A/B testing to test some certain variables, but we're not doing A/B testing today. So that is if you want to test a lot of things. Most persons don't have funds to test a lot, but if you have the funds, it's very important to test a lot of variables. So I'll be explaining a lot. So for persons that are new to Facebook, they'll get to understand some certain things. So now you have financial products. You can leave this. It's not compulsory to select anything here. So I think this changed. So let's just put 10,000 naira here. So this is in naira. Let me put zero here. Okay, so they've accepted it. Then I'm going to click on next. So another thing again you can do before you go to next, if you come up here, you can actually name your campaign. So let's say we call this leads 2025. So you can name your campaign. So I just copy it. Then if I click on next, I'll just click here and paste. So this is where it's going to ask you what type of leads generation do you want. Do you want websites and instant form? Instant form is Facebook. This has this inbuilt form that you can fill. They don't need to leave Facebook in order to fill that. But there's a lot of things that comes with that. That's another thing for another day. So this is websites are call, meaning when they get to your website, they can choose to do whatever they want to do and they can call you directly on your phone that's attached to your Facebook apps. So we have instant form. That is what this was. Message direct. You want leads, send them straight to my message. Instant form and message, you want both. So they gave you several varieties, right? So you have Instagram, WhatsApp, and whatever settings you do for here, it's going to apply to whatever you choose here. So it depends on where you want to run it to, right? So you can choose WhatsApp. To me, I prefer, if I want to run a lead ads, I prefer coming to choose. Say for example, now instead of me running an engagement ad, I prefer to run a lead ads to WhatsApp or my Instagram rather than going for engagement, right? So that is the best way to go about it. So you select this, but we'll come when we duplicate. I'm going to show you what it would mean if we choose any one of these. So without delay, let's go. Performance goal, right? Didn't ask you what do you want. How do you tend to manage or measure your success? Maximum number of conversion, maximum value for conversion, maximize value for conversion. So the more you reduce this, the more it shrinks, right? So you want them to focus on landing, just more like, okay, what do you want them to focus on? I want more conversions. I want more value conversions, meaning you may see lesser leads, right? But this one, people that needs it and don't need it. But this one, people that really needs it, they should contact you. Landing page, which is not good when you are looking for leads and you want to tell Facebook to convert people that will come to your landing page. Why don't you run a landing page ads rather than conversion? So clicks, all these ones are not needed except you need them for a particular purpose, right? So, but we do this. Then if you have a data ad set, so I've created a pixel. A pixel is very important. So you can't run ads to your website without a pixel. So pixels are very important and you install it on your website. So that's good. I have a video, I'm going to link. It's old, but it still does the job, right? So in order to set up your account and everything, and if you can't go around it, you can actually reach out to me. So it has a fee attached. We will help you to set up, especially if you are here in Nigeria, in US, wherever you are, we will be able to set up your account and you will pay in your own default currency. So, and setting up your pixel in your website is like a tracker. So nowadays, when you say something and you see it either in ads, like showing up on Facebook, when you are on Instagram, you see the ads showing up. You just said something or you browse something and you started noticing them, the ads showing up to you. This is what makes that happen. So you have to set it up right. And in order to see something like that, you'd click here and yes, event manager. So if I right click on it, I have my pixel set up and you can see that I have some activities going on in my site and my site is already added to it. I think there's one more. Okay, I added seller because I also run ads to seller. So seller is also using my pixel. So it's very, very important. You can see the recorded events that it has captured. So I have a lot of data on that. So it's very, very important to have trackers because everybody's tracking everyone these days. So we're going to select this. Then the next thing that we're going to do is going to ask you what kind of conversion, right? We can say view content, meaning you want it to track people that view your content, but we obviously need leads. We need people that will fill in their information to our contact form or whatnot. Then you can have the whole thingy here. You can set value rules, create rules to tell us how much more certain audience are worth to your business. A system will optimize outcomes. So if you click on rules, so you get to say reach your preferred audience with value rules to get more outcomes. You can read the whole thing and you can try it, but it's not compulsory, right? You can see criteria here. You can choose gender, like okay, I need so person in this particular gender, I need so person in this particular rule. So these are the few things Facebook is bringing in. So let's just take for example now age. I need to target people within a particular age, like this is 25 to this, and how much more or less to bid for this audience. So just say by 50%, then rule name this. Then you click on set, you can name this. Let's just put age, then we click on create. Okay, so once you create this, you can have this, you can create more rules, right? And you can show more options, but this is more like attribution. So Facebook is trying to make sure things are very narrowly targeted. Well, I've not done a lot of tests of recent to check if this is really working or not, but we would see once you do a lot of testing. Then you have if you come down, trying not to make sure I don't miss anything. So we will automatically create that combination of your media and text that your audience is likely. So no, that would don't use that for now. So Come in here, you have your budget. You know, the budget, we change it here in the campaign level. Then your start date and end date, you can choose to leave your ads to run for like infinity. It all depends on you. If you have an infinity budget. So if you have a controlled audience, if you have a saved audience, like you have saved audience for like data, like when people fill your form, your past form, and you want to use those audience, that is another video entirely, right? So that's, you can save your audience, and this audience, if you don't want to use all this whole control or anything, you can just directly choose this audience, and you could see I have past audience I have saved. Then your location where you want it, then you can click on see more to put in each. You remember you've done some certain configuration in the beginning here. All right, so you just have to be careful what you are actually doing. So if you don't want to add anything here, you can just select the age and just leave it this. I'll just leave it default because you already have an age set. If it's location, you've already had the location pinned down. Don't change anything, right? So the next thing is you make sure that, okay, it's going to ask you advanced audience. So there's still this. If you don't want to use your value targeting, you can use the default settings. This is the one that majority of us are familiar with, right? That we know of. So you can click on your gender if you want male or female, your age bracket. Then this is where you browse interests. So if I'm targeting fashion persons, so let's just say I am targeting website people that have typed anything website related, right? I want to target them. So imagine I may be contradicting myself here, right? That's why I leave my age um 18. So I don't touch this, right? So the value rule will be taking effect. So depending on what you want to do. So if you change anything in that place, just especially so you don't contradict the system, just pick one. So if it's age you're changing there and your detail targeting, you want more interest or location, just be specific. So just try to choose one side. If not, the whole system will be confusing, right? So you can add more, you can browse more, you can choose the demographic, the education. So Facebook has a lot of targeting. That's why it's good to know your target customer. You need to know who you are selling to and know what they want from you, so that it's going to be easy and you're able to target them. As you can see, you can come around here, play around it, take time to run your ads. It's not something you just look back. I want to use the word back, but yeah, you don't have to rush it. Calm down, do your research, come here, pick the interest, pick the demographics, pick the behaviors. It all depends on what you want, and it's very, very important, right? So for now, I'm just going to choose this, but at least you have an idea what this is. So then placement. Most of the times, I do usually manually check this thing because there are some places I don't like my ads to run, especially on Facebook. I'll just say no, I don't want to run it on Facebook. I just want to run it on only Instagram because I know my people are not there, right? But if you know that your people are on Facebook and you've found luck in driving ads to Facebook as well, no problem. And since the lead ads, because the lead ads will be optimizing for people to fill your form, but not again. Crazy people can actually still fill your form, so you should be mindful of this, right? So you can actually break it down to choose feeds. You choose how do you call this marketplace, anything, and you see the images and where they're going to appear, right? So we all, this is Facebook for you, and it is very, very clear. But like I said, I just choose Instagram for my own piece, right? So looking at everything, I think there was something down here. So more option. So you can choose specific device and operating system. I rarely come down here, but if you want, you can say, okay, I want this to only run on Android or iOS. That if, for example, now if your app, you're running ads to a landing page, right? And that landing page is only for iOS users. You can actually use this functionality to run ads to them. Yeah. So now you can edit all this if you want, publisher list, but I barely even come to this site. So, and at the end of the day, you can see how broad your ads is. So it's becoming complex by the day, but in general, this is everything you are going to do on your ad sets level, right? And when you are done, you can click next. So now this is where you now put your image or everything. Don't forget that we are going to rename this. So you're going to rename this. If there's any partnership with any brand or sub person, you can toggle this on. But if there is no partnership, you leave it. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to select your page, right, and your Instagram account, because it's going to run on both. You get, so you're going to choose between create your ad from scratch or use an existing post. So if I click on use an existing post, say for example now I have an existing post on my Instagram, I can easily select this. So take for example on my Instagram, I posted this today and I said, okay, let me use this to run ads because I'm kind of trying to get e-commerce clients. So you wait for a while, it's going to load. So now once it loads, you get to see everything from here and you'll be able to view it, because this is something you've already uploaded, right? You don't have to stress yourself. This is making things fast. But if you don't have use existing posts and you want to create from scratch, there is no biggie. It tell you to upload, but you have to do things manually, right? So it's going to tell you, do you want single image or video, or you want carousel? I mean, we all know what carousels is, just more than one images in a particular post, right? So you can post carousels, or let's just go for single images. Then multi advertisers. How best can I explain this? Let me see if they would put this here, if there be an image. So now you've gone to a particular page and you see things like you may like all this stuff, right? So inside someone's page, when you are scrolling their post, you see one ad that pop up on Instagram. I have not checked it on Facebook, but yeah, on Instagram, this is what it is. So if you sometimes I just turn it on anyway. Any place my ads can be posted, all right, but still have to be careful. So I've selected upload. Okay, so don't forget to put in your website or the particular form. So this is just going straight to my website because my website is already attached to my Facebook. So here, but if you have like a URL like slash form or slash contact us, you can take them there. And if you click on it, so if you set up a pixel very well, you can actually track that particular button. So you can actually set an add-on, meaning when they come to the site, you can tell them to message you on WhatsApp. But I usually turn it off, especially if it's leads. I need them, especially maybe except maybe I'm doing a landing page ads. So here I can turn it on. But if it's leads, there is no need for that. Then you might be asking, how do I now upload my stuff? Don't worry, we're getting there. So at the end of the day, this is where you're going to upload your image or video. Say for example, now you have a video, you can come down here. So this source is just probably from places that you wish to. So just I have already some uploaded stuff here. It's going to ask you to trim, skip and continue, next. So this way you add your primary text and you have your headline. So for Instagram, most of the times you just have your primary text, but for Facebook you have your headline. Then this way you have your call to action. So they've moved things around a lot. Like I'm telling you, even what I did few weeks ago is actually different from what I'm saying now. So yeah, you can choose whatever call to action you want, text, what buy from us. Yeah, so headline, leave it especially for Instagram. I'm Instagram focused. So then you click on next. So this way you kind of actually have to watch what Facebook turns on, because they kind of turn on things a lot. So you can so you have to turn off some certain things like text improvement. I didn't send them to do that. Visual touch, turn it off. Advanced CTA. No, but if you like it, you can keep them. You can read it more. Flexi media, no. Add video effects, nope. So you can turn on everything, but just make sure you check everything and make sure everything is okay. They even have translate text. Like AI is making this thing go crazy. So there's a lot that has been added. So at the end of the day, once it has approved and it likes your ads, you can preview the destination. So you can come to destination and you can actually preview them. That is if it's going to go to your website, it's going to load and you're going to see how it's going to look like. But most of the times, this is what we preview. That's how the ads is going to look like on all our pages. So you're going to look at it and you're going to see different version of it. So as you can see here, we have all this and yeah, it other placements are loading and it tell you the placements that it's not going to work on. So now once you are done with that, don't forget it's your primary text. Then this guy here, sometimes it's hidden. That is optimized text per person. So you, I think it usually is to hide. I think it's still under when you are trying to edit or upload your media, right? It's somewhere, it usually hides, so you can find it. Most of the times I just get tired of it. So you can turn it off if you can, but sometimes I usually don't see where to turn it off. Before they used to put an edit button, but it's not there again. So what it does, right? So you know what it will change the text per person, meaning the information. So that's why sometimes I upload videos on my Instagram and use what is on my Instagram. So it tends to not change things, right? So you have your watch and it's also another way to boost my that particular video's reach and everything. So you can still choose your call to action, edit your call to action if you want. Then languages, you choose, you can just like barely come here. So if you want, but you can add your own translation or automatically translate your ads to reach more people in different languages if you want. So offline ads, no need, but my pixel is already connected. So at the end of the day, you check your ads, you always triple check, double check, triple check if there's anything like that, because you might not know where you make mistakes from. So at the end of the day, when your ad is okay, you click on publish. That is at the end of this place, and make sure money is in your ad set. By now you should be able to know how to fund, and if you don't know how to fund, that will be in another separate when we are doing a scratch video. But anything payment and everything billing is here. This is where you fund your accounts, right? So once you push your ads, everything is good to go. Then you may be asking yourself, okay, how do I run ads to my Instagram? Same thing. Instead of choosing websites, you can just come down and say, okay, I want it to go to Instagram, and it doesn't change so much. But once you select that, please, once you select Instagram, like for example, now I selected Instagram, it actually tell you to select this. If I select WhatsApp, right, it would actually choose my WhatsApp number. So this is my WhatsApp number already connected. So I've set up all this right from the beginning during my ads account setup. So meaning it's going to send people to my website. Same goal, same everything, but you have to check, triple check, double check to make sure every of your settings were selected and nothing was removed during when you changed things. So now this is if you are looking for leads, you want people to message you to contact your page for buying a particular product or services, right? You can send them to your Instagram page, right? So at the end of the day, almost it's gonna not change so much, but you still need to come here. So but preferably, since we are running Instagram, I'll just choose a post from my Instagram and it's going to choose that particular one. If there's any error, sometimes it tell you when it comes to Instagram and WhatsApp, there is what we call messaging, right? So there's what we call at the end when someone reply you, you can see a message to reply them immediately, and to give you options to text. But that's what I'm talking about is not here, it's at the bottom. So it tell you call to action. I'm not sure you can change this. So video, yes, this is another thing. All those enhancements, you come here and you deactivate what you don't need in your enhancement. If I'm running the real ads, I would remove it. Then now this is template, meaning once someone message you, what would they see? Right? Take for example now a customer message me, they will definitely see an automated message. So I think this should be it. Yes. So high praise. Um, so this is the whole thing. So now I can choose a chat form. I can choose any one I want, or I can create one from scratch. Right. So convert to chat now. So you can actually see how it is and edit it right to your own liking if you want. But sometimes they don't have much tracking in terms of except you want to connect your ads to CRM. That's if you have a CRM software, you can connect it. But since it's Instagram, there is no problem. There's a lot of tracking when you want to do that a lot. So this is more like how you can run for Instagram directly. So if you want to run your ads directly on Instagram, all you just have to do is select lead ads. When you select your leads, you switch it to Instagram and it would now send people. So you can test between leads and sales, which one works best. Because when you Facebook ads, you test, keep testing. So if you see that, okay, you spend you give it a good number. Say just say week, 2 weeks, 14 days. You test leads and see what it gave to you. You test sales and see because it's almost the same thing, right? For sales, so you would select it and see your result at the end of the day. So whatever you choose, you get your result. So whatever results you use it to get more leads or more sales at the end of the day. But one of the sweetest one is if you have um an e-commerce website where you can tell people that you want to go for purchase, right? And you would be able to target people that will buy more from you. So this is everything. If you have any question, leave it in the comment below, and if you have someone that needs this, you can share it to them. And bye for now.